Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you how to install a ceiling fan in a room that otherwise does not have any light fixtures in the ceiling at all. A little backstory on this home real quick is this is a manufactured home. It is a modular build, and this used to be a solarium. So I've got a couple of challenges that you normally wouldn't incur right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find out what the stud spacing is for the brace that I'm going to mount, because there used to be 6 skylights in this room, and the previous owner had decided to handle the problem of leaky skylights by just simply ripping them out and roofing over them. When we got here, we had to pay somebody to box them out, hang some drywall, tape, mud, all that good stuff. So I don't know exactly how he boxed them out, and I don't know what my spacing is going to be because of it. So what I'm going to do is I punched a little hole in the ceiling here, and I'm going to use this here inspection camera to take a look up in there and see exactly what it is I've got to work with here. All right, so I measured it out the best that I could with my using my stud finder and a measuring tape. I've got a rough estimate of about 13 inches. The brace here is about that, fully collapsed. I'm going to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I tried measuring in between where the skylights used to be, and that comes up with a measurement of about 1 foot. So I don't think this is going to work. My best chance here is to try and go inside of the old skylight here, and we'll see what we got. My other option is, since there is a board right about here, just above the hole here where that little X is, there's a board there. I might be able to actually, because this brace will actually extend out to 24 inches. If I can't go across this way, I may have an option to go long ways with it. But we'll see. So as it is with everything I try to do that I think should be pretty straightforward, I have once again run into a problem that is out of the ordinary. The spacing that I have from here to here is actually about 10.5 inches, and the spacing that I have in between the skylights is about the same. So, yeah, I'm about to void my warranty on this thing. I'm going to take out that screw, pop this end off. I'm going to cut this sumbitch down. And I'm going to make it fit. So in this process, the first thing I do here is I pop that little screw out that you saw just a second ago, and pop that end off right there. And we look down the pipe here. Looks like I got a little bit of space till I hit that rod, but you know what? I'm going to keep that rod in there. I'm going to keep this thing fully shortened here, so that when I go to cut it, I'm not going to have a problem with the rod sticking out of the end here, you know. I'm going to cut it. All right, so here we are out in the garage. Pardon my mess. Everything's a little, I'm sorry, I'm still finishing up my fire chicken here. But, so a lot of you are probably thinking to yourselves right now, how are you going to go about cutting this thing down? What are you going to use? I don't have a metal blade for this big bad sumbitch. I do have a metal blade for this sumbitch. It's sitting right there. I know I can't put this on there. The blades are different sizes. It won't even reach. That is pretty unsafe to use though, since I don't really have a good way to clamp this down to my bench or anything. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Chief here. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to use that bad sumbitch right there. Yes, you can use a grinder to cut shit, believe it or not. It's just a really big cut. All right, so we were able to get the pipe off with no problem using the little shit over there, but this rod it's pretty fucking hard. So I'm gonna go ahead and come over here to the grinder, and I'm gonna cut it. All right, so grinding it is taking forever, much longer than I expected. So we're gonna go to plan C. Here we are, plan C. Now I already know what some of you are fucking gonna say. You should have done that in the first place, dummy. Fuck you guys. Alright, so I got my brace all back together here. Got my end back in. I had to drill a little hole in the end here, so I could get my screw back in there. Got that all tightened down. She's swinging around just like she used to, so that's good. So she's nice and short now. nice and short. So I should be able to use this up in that bitch. All this just for a fucking brace. All right, so this next part, they usually tell you in the direction of, yeah. This part right here is gonna go up over my bar. Yeah, I had to open up that hole a bit, but you know what? The fan that I'm putting up here has such a big collar on it. It's gonna hide all that shit anyway. So anyways, you just hang this right over the top there like that, okay? You see it's got 4 holes in it, and the box has got 4 holes in it. And you use these 4 screws to attach that box to that hanger after it's up over the brace. All right, so as a side note here, when you go to put this bad boy in, make sure that you start 2 of them screws up in that brace first, because the box itself has a couple of keyholes. And then you can just, you see where I'm going with this, I hope. If not, you're a fucking retard. But yeah, you just, you do the thing there. Get it up there, get a little twist, tighten them 2 down, and then you can nail these last 2. 1, 2, bing, bang, boom. Side note, I don't care what anybody says, and even fuck you, YouTube. Devin Townsend is the shit. Other side note, Gene Hogland is the best drummer in the history of ever. Alright, so the next step in this process, now that we got our fucking box all mounted up there all nice and pretty like, is we're gonna take down this piece of fucking header right here, and then we're gonna punch a hole in there. We're gonna drop a piece of 14-2 down to this box and punch a hole in the ceiling, run it through here. But before we get to that, we're just... Alright, so now that I got my holes punched in, I got my trim pulled back, and I got my little holes punched in there. Yeah, I got one in the ceiling up there, which you can't really see, and then I got one up in the wall where all that blonde stuff is. So what we're gonna do now is safety first. I've already done it, but kill your breakers. You don't want to fucking fry yourself doing this. So that's the breaker. It's off. We're good. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fight this. The only purpose that this switch serves, since this used to be a solarium, okay, and yes, those speakers do work, but they are original and they sound like shit. There was no light fixture in here in the ceiling, so this light switch literally controls that outlet and nothing else. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna wire it up so this switch will control my light fixture over here, and this outlet from now on will just be constantly hot. All right, so my phone's dying here. I've got it on the charger, so we're in a different spot in the same room here, but wanted to show you guys what I'm using here. Now, if this was new construction, I would be using a lot of anchors and stuff to anchor this cable to the trusses up in the ceiling, or joist. I can never remember which one's which. The fucking boards that support your ceiling, all right? This is 14-2. Stands for 14 gauge wire, 2 strands. Means 1 hot, 1 neutral, and of course, they all come with a ground. And yeah, 25 feet should get me from that light switch over there to my hole in the ceiling. I'm gonna run into some problems here because those used to be skylights. So I've got boards and insulation in the way. All right, so I finally got this bitch snaked through the wall here. It was a pain in the balls, but I got it through. This is the new wire right here. This is the wire that's going to my circuit box, the one with the little red stripe on it there, going up. And then there's that sheath wire going down. That's going to the electric, the outlet down there. So there's a couple of different ways you could do this. The way I'm gonna do it, which it's, I don't know if it's right. It's probably within code, but it's not like an IBEW. It's not the way a union electrician would do it, but it probably is barely within code the way I'm gonna do it, which is I'm gonna exploit both the screw and this little hole. Okay, I'm gonna feed the circuit that goes to my circuit breaker. I'm gonna put that right in there, and then I'm gonna feed the outlet hot to the screw so that they're on the same terminal, and that'll kind of act like a connection. Well, it won't act like a connection. It will be a connection, so that this outlet stays constantly hot. The right way to actually do this, instead of doing that, would be to tie a wire to this thing with the other end cut. Okay, about 4 to 6 inches, usually good. Strip back the other end, and then take that other end and tie it into these two using a wire nut like this. So you'd see a third wire, and that third wire would be basically going to this screw on the hot side. That's probably the way a union electrician would do it. Several reasons for that. I'm sure fire is probably the main one. The way I'm doing it, I don't really think there's going to be much of a risk for fire, but I will tell you this. Putting electron flow through copper, zinc, anything that's electrically conducive will definitely promote corrosion and will wear out your switches and outlets a lot faster. I know this because I already dealt with that bullshit on the outlet behind my stove there. Yeah, when they wired in the house, keep in mind, the factory did this. They had 8 fucking wires going to my outlet. It's a quad receptacle. So, yeah, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the other one, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the way they wired it in. So, I just put it back the way they had it, really. But my friend who is a union electrician told me to do it the other way that I just explained to you guys. So now with this hot here, I'll put this down on the bottom screw. This is going to be my switch hot. So this is going to go back up to, and this switch is old and ratty and shit, but I don't really give a fuck. So I'm going to go ahead and just get her done. And as soon as I am done, I'll show you guys exactly what the hell I'm talking about, because some of you are probably scratching your heads like, what the fuck is this retard talking about? All right, so I got it all wired up here, okay? So this is what I did here. Like I said, I took the hot that was coming from the circuit box, pushed it into the back there, and then the wire, the hot lead, if you just follow it here, it goes down into the sheath that's going downward there, okay? So now that'll be constant hot going down to that outlet. So the one down here is going to be the switched hot that's going up to the ceiling fan. So, yeah, as you can see, it's this lead right here going up into this bright white sheath. That's going to be my switched hot. I'm going to flip the breaker on briefly just to confirm that, because I do have a light that's plugged in here. So that light turns on and I know I'm good to go in that respect. I got all my neutrals tied together, all 3 of them, okay? This is from the circuit breaker down to the outlet and out to the ceiling fan. And then I've got all my grounds together. Now remember that thing I was telling you about putting that third splice of wire in there? I actually did it on the ground here because the factory crimped the grounds together. They crimped them together. So this is what I was talking about. You should do that with your hot wire. You should not do it the way I did it. The way I did it, I believe, is within code, but this is the better way. This is the safer way. You should do it this way when you have to, you join them all together under a wire cap and then take one loose end and connect it to your switch. That's it. That's all you got to do. And what happens is when the switch isn't in use, the electron flow will continue through the circuit without having to go through the switch. The way I've got it right now, this terminal is going to get its ass beat all the time. Because this screw and this little push in the back here, they share the same terminal inside the switch. So I'm going to wrap this up with electrical tape around the outside here. That way we don't have, it's just safer that way. There we go. All nice and wrapped up. I usually go around twice. You don't want to put too much electrical tape on it. Believe it or not, that can actually cause problems. Or at least from what I've been told. Fuck if I know. But, yeah. 2 times around. Just seems like enough. All right, and now I'm doing a real asshole thing, which is testing testing this switch, testing the circuit here even though I've got this still hanging out here, which this actually should be switched now. So as long as I keep it off, I should be all right. The way you can find out is take a test light or a multimeter and just, you know, pull up the other end of the fucking wire and probe the black one. Probe the black one. But yeah, it works. As you can see, that light is not going on or off anymore. Yeah, we got a lot of shit on our tables. So that outlet is now constantly hot, which is exactly what I wanted. So we're gonna leave that off. And I gotta, motherfucker, I gotta get up in that hole and get that shit all the way over there. And I think after I do that, I'm gonna call it quits for the night. All right, so I got the wire up into the ceiling here and ran into a problem I kind of thought I was gonna run into. I was just hoping I wouldn't. Since that was a skylight, it's basically just a giant rectangle that's blocked off from drywall to roof. Basically, my plan of attack tomorrow is gonna be try and fish that damn wire that way and then pull it this way and then up into there. Now I gotta clean up this mess because my wife is gonna fucking kill me. Day 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to plunge a big ass hole in the ceiling here so that I can fish that wire through and get it over to that hole. What I'm basically gonna end up having to do here is once I get it over, I'm gonna have to plunge a hole through that board there, which is actually lining the inside of the old skylight. Where that little hole is there is on the other side of the beams. So unfortunately, there's really no other way to do this. And I figured since I'm gonna have to punch a hole in the roof here or in the ceiling to get that wire over, might as well make it a big ass hole because it's the same amount of patchwork either way, and a bigger hole will allow me to fit my fat ass arm in there and do my thing. So yeah, this ought to be messy and fun. All right, so I finally got my wire fished through my hole here, but not before I had to basically create a goddamn crop circle on my fucking ceiling here. There's a fucking board here, and there's a fucking board here, and there's a board there, the board there, the board, fucking boards everywhere. Tried to punch into there, board. So I moved closer and over, board. So I had to move over, finally got a hole. Get it through there, tried to fish it through here, got it through here. Tried to get it over here to this one, wouldn't work. Had to put one in between. Then, figured, all right, I shouldn't have to punch another fucking hole between these two right here, right? But no. Inspection cameras, electrical, man, fuck. Look at all this shit. Look at all this shit I'm gonna have to clean up. All right, so there it is. We got the box up. We got the wire fed through. We got our little plug in there. Everything's tight, secured. We're golden here. We're golden. Yeah, it's a little off. I tried to get it perfect over here to this side, but I had problems hanging the box after that. Didn't want to go in, so whatever. So from here, basically, I'm just gonna strip out this wire and start installing my ceiling fan. Which my ceiling fan, to be honest with you, it's it's got directions. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done at this point. I've kind of explained what I wanted to explain. How to run a wire through a roof or a ceiling in a modular home. I'm never fucking doing this again. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to patch a shit ton of fucking holes. But you know what? I ain't too worried about that because that I've actually got quite a bit of experience at, and I was smart enough to keep all the pieces that I cut out here. And it's actually another fucking video now that I'm gonna do for you guys. Yeah, that ought to be fun. I did a light fixture over here in my dining room. Yeah, vinyl click. Let me tell you something about it. Shit's great, but when your run is too long, yeah, it'll start to come apart on you like this. So word to the wise. You notice it only happens right here in this doorway too. I put this light fixture in, and you know, this thing took me 4 hours from start to finish. This damn thing over here, this was a cocksucker. I don't think it would have been this hard if I didn't have fucking skylights to deal with. But bottom line is it's done. I've got her fished up through the wall there, through the crop circle here. Yeah, now she's just hanging here like a limp dick. All right, so that's about it. That's all I got for you guys. I mean, from here, I'm just going to install the ceiling fan. That comes with instructions, so I shouldn't have to show you that. You should be able to just follow instructions. If you can't read, then don't fucking try to screw with electric, that's for sure. You know, I gotta confess, I am not an electrical pro. I don't have a bunch of experience. I took a couple of classes, one in high school, one in college for house wiring. So, I mean, I know how not to kill myself. But for the most part, some of the pros would probably look at this and be like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a maniac. What a fucking amateur. And you know what? You're right, you sons of bitches. So shut the fuck up already. Okay? Unless you're going to come to my house and fucking do it for me on my budget, which is beer, basically. I mean, if you work for beer. But I want to thank all you fuckers for tuning in. And anybody that's got some shit to talk, feel free to leave it down below. And just remember, if you knew more than me, you wouldn't be here watching. So you can stick that pipe up your ass too. But as for all the rest of you who want to leave me some love, feel free to do so down in the comments below. This shit ain't fucking monetized or anything. I don't have a Patreon. I have a real fucking job because I ain't going to be no fucking YouTube star. And yeah, they demonetized me a long time ago because I don't have enough subscribers or viewers or anything like that. I don't really give a shit. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you. Maybe under the new policy, they'll decide that my channel is not viable and they'll just remove this shit altogether because I don't have subscribers and views. Whatever. Do your worst, cunts. I'm over on BitChute too, so fuck yourselves. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys the end result here. Before, this switch used to control this outlet here. As you can see, my dog is being a pussy for whatever reason, but it no longer turns that light on and off. This light is plugged into that outlet, and it actually successfully now controls that right there. So just wanted to show you guys the finished product there. I just wanted to thank you guys for watching.